There was probably a time, I'm not sure when, where you were just a single advisor with 123 clients running your little business. And now you're a CEO. You still have clients, but now you're a CEO with 123 advisors adopting and drafting in behind your efficiencies and uniqueness. I'm sure in between that, you building out the C-suite and adding the talent that you have has enabled you to keep growing. But what has it done for you personally? Did it liberate you to be that next version of Jimmy just because you didn't have to follow, focus on the minutia and micromanage things? You just sort of let them do their thing and you move in your direction. Is that what happened?
A little bit. I think it's just been evolvement over the years. I've been in this business a long time. I've failed so many times, Duncan. I've made so many mistakes. I've wasted so much money, but that's part of the story, right? And so I read the books back then that said if you fail a lot, it's okay. Then that's when the successes might happen. And I've had some very big challenges professionally in our business over the years too, but we've overcome all of that. And I would say that what I've learned from all of this is just always trying to do what's right. I think that's an important lesson for all of us, and always doing what's right for your clients, for your employees, team members, for the people that you surround yourself with. And I also think it's really important to surround yourself with quality people. So I think Jim Rohn's the one that says you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? I think he was the one that said that. But, a lot of other people said that too. It's very important what our surroundings are, what our environment looks like, even physically, I believe, but especially around the people, and if you identify in both your professional and personal lives, what are the sales in your life? What makes life easier? What allows you to do business quicker, faster, better? What gives you energy versus the anchors? What's holding you back? Who's holding you back? Where are the conflicts? And if you can identify those and try to eliminate the anchors as much as you can and invest time, resources on the sales or into sales. And then with people, a lot of us that are CEOs or founders want to be the boss, and we're afraid to put people that are smarter, better than us around us. And as we all know, we're all better off by putting, people around us that are way smarter and better at things that we're not, right, around us. And if we can do that, then hopefully we can have a successful business. And so I think that all those concepts that are in the business books that we all know about, it's not a secret. There's no business coach or life coach or spiritual coach that's come up with something that's not what that wasn't taught 50 years ago, 100 years ago, right? But what I've discovered is always the most difficult. And I think a lot of people, financial advisors and people in general, can resonate with that, right? It's not always easy. So it's about changing habits. It's about doing the things we talked about earlier. What can we do to be more disciplined and change the things that we need to change in order to be better?
Yes. And you mentioned Jim Rohn. One of the most powerful, indelible lessons I took from him was that in business, he said, swing for the fences. But he said, it's not how much you make or how much you're worth, how much you earn that makes you valuable. It's who you become. Who you become is more important than what you get.